sports fans. ASMR Sports here. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. Today we got a little non-sports video. I gotta tell you, I don't get excited about much in life. It's not true. I get excited every time I get a package, which is like 3 times a day, every day. But this one has a mysterious component. So I was shopping, as I want to do, on eBay for non-sports cards that I should spend all of my money on. And in addition to buying a couple dozen cases of like old Star Trek 90s cards, which someday I'm gonna have to do a video on, because holy smokes, you can get like old, like Skybox makes them, and Impel used to make Star Trek cards, and like Rittenhouse has made a bunch of stuff. So there's like a ton of Star Trek cards out there, and you know, Star Trek's a very popular franchise. I think right now it's kind of in a, I don't know, it's in sort of a doldrum stage. You know, there's series being made currently. I think like Strange New Worlds is still in active production. I think Star Trek Discovery is in active production. Movies, I don't think I've heard anything recently about, you know, new Star Trek movies coming out, but there's always something in the works. But you know, Picard was in active production until like last year, I think, was the last season. So anyways, my point is Star Trek is still very much in the, you know, kind of the ether of society and the hobby. But these older products don't get much love, and I personally am a big fan of, you know, like Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager, Deep Space Nine, all these 90s shows, which, by the way, I still have a ton of episodes of Next Generation and Deep Space Nine that I have not seen. I have watched all of Voyager. I actually think that's like the most compelling show out of all the kind of 90s era Star Treks. But there's all these older, you know, card sets that, you know, you can get boxes of for like 10, 15, 20 bucks. The more you buy, the cheaper, you know, it tends to be. But you know me, I like to buy in bulk. Anyways, point is, I was buying lots of this stuff on eBay and shopping for it, and I came across, well, I also sometimes just I like to look for, like, you know, lots or collections or group buys of non-sport stuff. Like, that's how I ended up getting, I bought like 318 packs from 1983 for a pretty solid deal. It was like an auction, and you know, I put a snipe on, and boom, now it's mine, baby. But you know, I look for like sort of, you know, lots of cards, and I came across this guy, and this is a repack product that is made by the, I think, card shop that was selling it on eBay. And these are, let me see what I paid. Okay, yeah. So these sell for 20. I swear to God, dude, the best thing that will ever happen to me is if the recording software I use, which is Ecamm Live, supports like the wide angle lenses on my freaking camera, because it's just too small. It's too freaking small. I mean, if I could get this further back, I'd be good, but this like sits right in front of me, so I can't really bring it any further back. Anyways, so these are 29 I'll show you what I paid. These are $29.98 plus $6.77 shipping for a total of $36.75 plus tax. If you're, in a state that charges tax. So in here are 20 cards, so that's, let's just say you're paying tax, so the total value shipped to your door is going to be roughly $40 for this thing, so $2 a pack basically is what you're paying, which, for like Return of the Jedi is certainly worth $2 a pack. That's Superman, which I think is maybe Superman 2 or 3, is probably worth $2 a pack. Dallas is worth $2 a pack. Funny, we're talking about Star Trek today. So certainly many of the packs you see Pocahontas is not worth $2. That's worth like 50 cents a pack. So I'm guessing this is going to be mostly crap, but honestly, I've been wanting for a long time to do a video where I actually open up some non-sports packs, because I have a mountain of non-sports packs in boxes and cases, as you know. But I often just have no interest in opening them because they just look so beautiful in their cozy little boxes, and presumably they probably hold value a little better that way than if you have a bunch of loose packs. But I thought this is a great thing to buy. I mean, shoot, $40 all in. If you buy $40 of Pokemon packs, you're probably going to get like, $10 at best in value. Well, not at best, but most likely you're going to get about $10 or less in value. No offense to Pokemon, I love opening Pokemon, but I don't know, I just think $40 here is going to get us a ton of interesting things to look at. I also wanted to just see this packaging up close, because I actually think this box is really well done. I mean, full color, lots of cool looking packs, and I think that the guys that made these, again, they're just selling these on eBay. They're not selling them like through distributors or through like Excel marketing or anything like that. Some nice little verbiage. So I kind of wanted to see, because, alright, here we go, cards1.com. I'll have to check out what's the name of this seller. Well, it is just an individual, so I don't know, maybe they did just buy these. I'll have to look up Cards1 and kind of research them, because if I could get these things wholesale, I might do it. I might get a ton of them. But also, I don't know, I really like that. Sometimes I really get excited about the idea of doing like a repack product, because I have so many packs and boxes and cases of cards. It would be fun to do one of these for sports cards, or something else. So, wow, you get this nice inner box too. Man, this is pretty slick. I got a printing company that I work with sometimes, for like business cards and other stuff. And I know they do packaging work. I should sort of like just send this, or like send them photos of this and say how much would it cost. I bet it would be like $2, or maybe if you didn't order that many, maybe like $3 per, each of these packages. So if you're selling these for $30, you really got to bake that in. And that's really why, I expect this to be pretty much a bunch of crap, because it's hard to, already I love this product. It's hard to make a profit off this stuff when it's, $3 for the packaging, potentially. Oh god, I love this so much, although I have to say it's mostly like foil packs, and no like older wax packs, but that's okay, because I actually have a lot of wax packs. I pretty much have like almost every wax pack on earth when it comes to non-sports. Not really, but a lot of 80s and the more common ones you'd likely be getting in something like this I already have. So the foil stuff is very interesting to me, because because I do not have a lot of, like, 90s foil stuff. And there's a ton out there, so a lot of interesting variety. But my point is, if I may finish, you spend $3 for your packaging. You gotta ship this thing. I guess I paid for shipping, so maybe that's a moot. But a lot of times you gotta ship this stuff and do free shipping to make someone interested in buying it. And yeah, anyways, there's just, you gotta buy a box to put it, like this box here. This is a very nice U-line shipping box. You can see there. I mean, these smaller ones are actually pretty cheap, but it's at least 50 cents. And you gotta buy a ton of them. So yeah, there's just a ton of stuff that adds up to make it difficult to get a profit going. Obviously, if you do a million of these, you're paying way less per box, way less per packaging, way less for everything. But you might have to sell through a distributor, then they're taking a big cut. So, all right, folks. I'm looking at just the 3 packs that I see are just amazing, like awesome stuff. I'm super jazzed by this. This has got to be the best purchase I've made, and shout out to whoever sold this. It's just on the ship from. It's just an individual in South Dakota, so I'm just not sure if they're involved with. And I can't remember if the listing had like a million of these for sale, or if it was just like one. But shout out to the company that made these, I guess. Whether that's the company I ordered from on eBay or somebody else. Alright, folks, first we have the Flintstones, and this is kind of fun because this is one of those, there was a time between like 95 or 6, and probably the early 2000s, like 2005 or something, where Topps continued to put bubblegum in stuff. But I would bet good money that is a wrapped piece of gum in there because, they didn't want to create a mess like they did back in the 80s and 70s and before, when they put gum just naked in there and it would get, wet from just moisture in the air and cause a bunch of cards to get damaged. But for a while, Topps did, in relatively modern stuff, put gum in foil packaged cards, and this is an example of that. I want to see when this is from. So this is from 93, so actually kind of earlier than I thought. That's funny, that makes this one of the earliest like foil wrapped packs put out by Topps, because they really didn't use foil wrapping in any of their products until about like 91 would probably be the earliest, but might have been like 92 and could have been 93 in this kind of form. They what they did, like with baseball cards, is in I think as early as like 89, they started experimenting with not crimped packs like this where you have a heat seal, but with packs wrapped like a wax pack, folded up and then sealed from behind. But they did that with like a cellophane product. But these are different. This is a very modern kind of style of packaging. Back then, it was very newfangled for Topps, at least. I think other companies were doing this before Topps. And of course, now everything is packed like these things. So there you have it. Not only is it wrapped, it's like really fully packaged. That's pretty cool. Topps Sports bubblegum. It's funny because this is coming in a non-sport pack. And god dang, guys, that has some bend to it. I mean, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I'm already chewing some gum. But I'll put it aside here. I mean, 1993. If this was sitting naked in a wax pack, I would not be doing it. I mean, I've tasted that gum. Oh boy, this looks a little weird, a little bit dark. But the fact that this was in a cellophane wrapping, and that it's still friggin' says. I think this might be. Well, I will say it has a good amount of flavor to it, a good amount of bubbly gum flavor. I mean, it's a little bit sort of stale too. And it's got a little bit of chewiness to it. I mean, the gum from like 80s wax packs, like that stuff just disintegrates into a powder in your mouth, and this stuff, like I'm chewing it. Alright, I'm doing the whole stick, guys. I did not expect this video to go here, but here we are. Wow. I mean, it's definitely not anything I would eat if there was not some novelty to it, but compared to the gum you would find like in a wax pack, you know, that's just been floating unprotected in a wax pack from, you know, 1990 or whenever they stopped doing that. I think 91 was the year they stopped doing gum in those wax packs. Compared to that stuff, this stuff is like, you know, hella good. And it's got this cool wrapper. That's awesome. Alright. By the way, I don't really have enough time to do like an hour video, but I feel like I could easily go an hour on these, so I might make this a two-parter. Alright, Flintstones, Lonely at the Top. So these cards are pretty low-tech. I mean, they're about like, you know, whatever, like 92 tops baseball cards, or I guess 93 tops, really, that's what they are. So they probably have the same print quality and style as 93 tops baseball. Oh man, what's that guy's name? From Twin Peaks, Kyle, what is it, something with an M, McLaughlin, something like that, and Halle Berry, and then you got, John Goodman. So this set is like loaded with stars, guys. Maybe it's a Halle Berry rookie card. I don't know if she would have any other cards and other stuff earlier than this. I'm not sure who that actor is. But, yeah. Alright. This gum is starting to taste a little bit weird, so I'm going to give up on that. But it still tasted pretty bubblegummy, I have to say, even after chewing it for a couple minutes, so that's just crazy. Alright, so I was very excited to see this pack. I'm generally, right now, kind of enthralled with anything from Pacific that's like sort of early years, because I've been reading I actually kind of stopped reading it. I'm about 2/3 of the way through, but the autobiography of the guy who started Pacific Trading Cards. And, you know, he talks a lot about the products they did in the very early days. Didn't mention this one, at least that I've seen. And I don't know, it's fun to me to see some of the stuff that they did. So this is Saved by the Bell, which is, you know, fantastic 90s, early 90s property. Was that late 80s? Might have been late 80s. And this is The College Years, which was a, you know, sequel that didn't really do that well, I don't think. And I think only had like cameos of the original stars, but this is from 1994. I'm gonna maybe save the wrappers and try to create a really cool thumbnail for this video. You know, thumbnails are very vital to the YouTuber. I'll try not to destroy all the wrappers, although I'm probably gonna forget after this one. So cool. I mean, these wrappers are just cool looking. I mean, it's very colorful, very contrasty. Love it. Alright, so these are a little bit stuck together, it seems. I don't know why, because they're not terrible. Oh, they actually are pretty glossy, so they're quite a bit glossy. I mean, they're like a lot of the early Pacific stuff. Alright, this is going to be cool. I don't know if I probably saw an episode or two of this, you know, over the years, but I'm not really familiar with who the cast members are. Well, there's the kind of originals right there. You got Zach. You got Slater, AC Slater. You got Dustin Diamond playing Screech. Rest in peace, Dustin Diamond. You got, what's her name? Tiffany Amber Thiessen, who was like the, I think she was the love interest of Zach, and so these other guys, I don't know. So I guess was the premise that, a selection of the Saved by the Bell cast, that was a high school show. A selection of them went off to college, and then they got some new friends in college, and that's what the show was. Seems kind of like it. So I guess I stand corrected. I guess the original cast really, or at least several of them, was pretty heavily involved. Right, there's Zach. That's gotta be valuable, right? Zach by himself. And then there's Zach, and I think that's the girl standing right there. Who's new to the show, or new to the Saved by the Bell universe, I guess, with this show. Oh, and look at Tiffany Amber Thiessen going like, I don't know about this. I don't know, Zach. I thought it was your one and only. Another Zach, and is that Tiffany Amber Thiessen? It kind of looks like it. Oh, Kelly, yeah, that's her name, right, in the show. Professor Lasky, okay, college professor, I guess. And that's all the original crew right there. There's Zach, his new college girlfriend, and I don't know who that is. And that guy, I remember this guy. I think he was in some other stuff too, so I might be remembering him from other shows, but I feel like I remember him from this show. And there is Leslie, so I think that's the new love interest, right? I gotta say, this hair is very early 90s, mid 90s. And, not in a good way. Alright, that was super fun. That was pretty awesome. What do we got next here? Oh wow, Maverick, the movie. So Maverick was the movie with Mel Gibson. This is from 1994, so a lot of these are from 94, aren't they? So we got 193 and 294s so far. So let's see, Cards is the brand on there. Interesting. Never heard of that company. One of my sort of passions is figuring out, like, old non-sports card manufacturers, like Inkworks, and then trying to find, some of their stuff on eBay. I'll have to check out Cards with a Z. There it is. Wow, that's actually, I feel like that's in really nice condition. I mean, the card corners are very dark, so you would see whiting very easily, and I don't see any whiting at all on this, so it's kind of interesting. I wonder if that would be worth anything if it got graded PSA 10, but I mean, he's the big star, right, in the product, so usually like the lone picture of the big star is one of the more valuable cards in a non-sports set. Yeah, so it's all just full bleed photos, very simple. I mean, that's what you do if you don't want to pay a graphic designer too much. These are in really good shape, though. So there you go. Let's check the backs out. Actor, Maverick the movie. Cards distribution. Inc. Sometimes I think it would be really fun to start a non-sports card company, and then I could go make all of the cards that I wished existed, like Karate Kid cards. Look at this. So here's a cool one because it's specific, and adopt this crown logo after some amount of time. And that was their logo when they ended up, selling to, I forget what company bought them, but eventually their IP was, folded into Panini. So I think the company that bought them was bought ultimately by Panini, like later, but Panini did not buy them directly, I don't believe. Alright, Garfield collection, so this is from 2004. Pacific. Linwood, Washington. Yeah, that's where they were. Garfield. Wow. It's funny, a lot of this 90s stuff, again, is stuff I've never even seen before, so it's pretty cool. I would love to have a box of all of these, so that's what I'm doing, in my copious spare times, searching eBay for boxes of this kind of older 90s stuff. I just feel like it's so cool. Peter Jim and Jim with Puppet. Oh, isn't his name Pookie? Yeah. That's funny. Look at that. I feel like that's a valuable one. Pookie rookie card. Garzella, Creepy Classics. Okay, I like it. Life is short, eat now. Pet Force. Okay. Alright, well those are fun. I mean, who doesn't like Garfield if you grew up in the 80s and 90s? Alright, what do we got here? Johnny Quest. So this was, I guess, was this an animated series, or is this like from the comic book? I don't know, but this is Upper Deck, so this is the first Upper Deck I think we've seen. So we've gotten one Topps, one Pacific, one Card C. Actually, two Pacific. And then now an Upper Deck. And then we got Fleer up next. So just I love the variety in these things. Honestly, if I knew that, look at that, that's like unsealed. If I knew that like there was a ton more potential packs you could get in here, and so if you bought additional boxes of this stuff, you would get like, very few duplicates. Oh man, I would buy a ton of these, but I'm kind of assuming that if I bought another box of these, it would be the same lineup of packs, but I will probably find that out by ordering one, seeing what happens. Alright, so here's Upper Deck in there. I was gonna say hologram. Okay, there's the hologram. The little Q for Johnny Quest. Yeah, I don't really know anything about Johnny Quest, so these are not terribly interesting to me, subject matter wise, but it is fun to see some Upper Deck stuff. Let's see what year those are from. 1996. Yeah, so Upper Deck, did do a fair amount of non-sport stuff. Like they did a lot of, I think it's, yeah. No, wait a minute, I'm trying to think if it's Upper Deck that did a lot of the things like, I was on the box that I'm thinking of. I feel like that was Upper Deck. Yeah, these like movie cards from like a lot of the Disney movies, I think those are Upper Deck. And Pocahontas, no, that's Skybox. Yeah, I don't know, maybe Upper Deck did not do a whole lot, but we'll see if we run into more Upper Deck, but obviously they were at least doing some. Here we go, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. God, this is amazing. I love all of these things. Oh man, this is like one of the best expenditures of, $30 plus shipping that I've ever made on this channel. Okay, so I was not a Power Rangers aficionado, but obviously I'm aware of their cultural significance. So we got the Blue Ranger, Unfunny Bone, Party's Over. If I recognize any faces, I don't really think I do. Checklist, Flesh and Bones, Friend or Foe. that was Fleer from, let's see what year that was from. I'm going to guess 94 or 95. 95. Okay, very cool. Alright, what do we got here? Wow. I can't make out what that logo is. Let's check for the copyright here. Upper Deck. Okay, so there's the answer to my question. This is friggin' awesome, man. Look at that Jean-Claude Van Damme. Street Fighter. Love this. The big Capcom on the back. Amazing. 8 cards per pack. Oh man, I used to love, when I was a kid, I used to love those, you know, JCVD movies, like Lionheart. Wasn't Kickboxer one of them? Anyways, yeah, those things were awesome. This was not too far after that. Street Fighter. Man, I don't think I've ever seen the Street Fighter movie, you guys. That might be some homework for me. Behind the scenes. Swata. Oh, this is what I'm talking about, Ryu. So, who did Jean-Claude Van Damme play? Don't think it was like Ken. Alright, just freaking straight 90s awesomeness coming out of this thing. Alright, well here we go. Here's one of those Disney 90s sets that I was just trying to remember a few minutes ago. The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Skybox. Wow, is this the first? Is this the first Skybox? I think it is. That's crazy. It's such a great variety of brands in this stuff. It's kind of great, you know. A lot of this stuff I feel got made because of the explosion of baseball cards in the late 90s, you know, in the sort of junk wax era moment. And then everybody and their mom had to start making some kind of cards, and of course it was difficult to get licenses from the major sports leagues, so, you know, can't do that, why not do this, I think was the theory. So, yeah, now we have lots of cool 90s stuff in existence that's really quite, back in Notre Dame, it's really quite inexpensive now. These are some kind of like puzzle thing, I don't know how those work. This one is as well. Actually, a bunch of these are. This is like a folding stand-up thing. I won't bother. Quasimodo. Oh, wow, look at that. Coin cards. You can even make a little necklace. They got a little hole in the center. And here's like a whole puzzle. Man, there's a lot of variety in these things. And what is this? Like this rounded corner card. It's like a playing card. I don't know. Game card of some kind. Wow, is this like supposed to be a game? I don't know. I kind of like they used to do, you know, non-sports products like this where you got just a bunch of really interesting stuff like some stickers and this. So this has regular cards. It has like the stand-up punch out. It's got like it's got this puzzle card, some kind of game card, and a little booklet. I mean, it's pretty much everything you could want in a pack of cards. Alright, I might, I'm gonna stop at 10 packs in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So this will be the last one I open, and then we'll do a part 2, and I try not to peek at the packs there to keep it a surprise, but we've got 1995 Fleer Real Monsters. Okay. Not sure what that is, but is that like a show on Nickelodeon or something? Yeah, there were just like so many companies making non-sports cards at this time. It's crazy. And now you never really see this stuff anymore. Except occasionally, you know, at card shows, somebody will have a box. A random box of like Star Trek or something. Yeah, so I just don't know what. So I guess this was an animated show of some kind. Yeah, I don't know. Never seen it. Curious to know if there's any fans of the show in the comments. Alright folks, that's what we got today. So I would say big home run. I mean, of course the value of all these cards once open is absolutely zero. But the entertainment value is like 10 out of 10, guys. I'm loving this thing. Oh man, I'm totally gonna order another one. Let's see what happens. I hope we get Star Trek Voyager. I did order some boxes and maybe a case of some of that stuff. I know I've seen cases of this Pocahontas stuff for like $100 for like a $10 case. It's kind of crazy. Like anything I can get for like roughly $10 a box shipped, maybe up to $12. Like I feel like it's a no-brainer to do it. And usually you have to get a case to, you know, do that because a single box to ship is like, a lot of places will charge you like $10-15 just for the shipping. So it's hard to get boxes for less than 10 or $15 when you're paying $15 in shipping. But if you buy cases, you can get close to that price. So that's kind of what I try to do, and it's really cool to see some of these, you know, sets in the form of open packs. I look forward to do another video, do these other 10 packs for y'all. And yeah, I'll probably be ordering another one of these and maybe trying to figure out how I could print up something like that for when I get all my Star Trek cards assembled. I have to figure out what the hell to do with them. Alright folks, that's what we got for today. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. Hope you enjoyed that. I certainly had a heck of a time. And we'll see y'all